Safe House, what's going on, family? Look, I want to read something to you, right? And this comes from 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 4. And it says this. It said, of course, your former friends are surprised when you no longer plunge into the flood of wild and destructive things they do. So they slander you. But remember that they will have to face God, who stands ready to judge everyone, both living and dead. That's powerful right there. That's powerful. I want to explain to you why that's powerful. Because it shows the power of change. And it shows what happens when you decide to do something that is better for your life in the long run. Or when you decide to do something that God is calling you to do. At some point, man, you know, we have to grow out of our old selves and begin to adopt the way of Christ. I'm going to say that again. We have to grow out of our old selves and begin to adopt the way of Christ. And when we begin to adopt the way of Christ, it's certain things that we have to leave behind that we were once attached to. And sometimes that means friends, old friends, people that we were heavily attached to, people that we love so much, people that are dear to our hearts. But we see that they're not conducive to the path that God has set you on. And so, yes, you have to change your behavior. You have to stop doing some of the things that you used to do that was detrimental to your spirit and detrimental to the path that God has you on. And a lot of people in your life, a lot of so-called friends, they're not going to be in agreement with that. They're not. And so what happens is this: change identifies who your fake friends are. Yes, change identifies who your fake friends are. When you begin to change certain behaviors in your life, you're going to see who is with you and you're going to see who is against you. It's going to be so clear on who is against you in this life, because they're going to do everything in their possible might to keep you in the same position that they're in, not understanding that God is calling you to something better. Yeah, you used to like going to the club. Yes, you used to like smoking weed. Yes, you used to like drinking. Yes, you used to like, having sex before marriage, all of these things. But God is calling you out of that. God is calling you out of that. So you have to grow out. You have to grow out of your old selves and begin to adopt the new life that God has given you. So when you begin to make these changes in your life, God is going to reveal who is for you, and God is going to reveal who is not for you. And honestly, you're going to be able to identify it yourself. And I want to give you 3 ways that you're going to be able to identify who those fake friends are in your life. The first one is this: they push you to do something they know your spirit is against. See, one thing that I realized on my walk with Christ is that a lot of us are spiritually sensitive to certain things. Your spirit is going to let you know that this is not for you. You don't need to do this. It may be certain movies that you watch. It may be certain places that you go to. It may be certain drinks that you drink. Your spirit is going to let you know, hey, this is not for you, because it's going to be highly sensitive to it. You're going to feel it. And if they're a real friend to you, they're going to already know that, hey, look, you don't need to be doing that. You don't need to be doing that because you're living a different life now. That's not something that you need to partake in anymore. But fake friends, friends with the wrong intent in your life, are going to push you to do things in your life that they know is detrimental towards the spirit that is growing inside of you. They'll sit there and say, hey, man, it's just a drink. It's just one drink. It's not going to do anything to you. You're going to be good. You're going to be good. Or they may be, hey, man, just hit the blunt, man. I promise you, you straight. It's just one time. It's just one time. They're going to try to influence you something that goes against your beliefs. They're going to try to influence you to do something that is opposite of the kingdom. Those aren't real friends in your life, because real friends aren't going to push you to do something or go places that you're spiritually sensitive to. Next point, they make condescending jokes and statements. They said it'll be times in your life where they be like, man, I know you ain't finna do that. You all Jesus-y and stuff like that. That's not the type of life of a Christian. They make all of these condescending jokes or condescending remarks towards the life that you live, not understanding that the life that you live is the life that they should be mimicking right now, because the life that they're living is leading them to destruction, while the life that you're living is leading you to more life. So you have to be mindful of the things that people are saying around you. Listen carefully, because God is going to reveal it to you. He's going to reveal it to you. You're going to hear it, especially when you're walking in the Spirit. You're going to hear it and see the things that these people do and the things that these people say against the walk that you're making in your life. It's a lot of people out there. I've been witness to this. I've been witness to this. These are people that say they're your friends, but they make jokes about the life that you're living. They try to push you to do things that goes against your spirit, that goes against your beliefs, that goes against the walk that God has you on. The last point is this, and it sums all of this up. They don't motivate you. They don't motivate you to keep going on the life that you're living. Because one thing people don't realize, when you're following Christ, it is a lot that goes into it. It is a lot of suffering that you have to go through physically, mentally, spiritually. It is a lot of suffering that you have to endure. And it's even harder when you don't have good friends in your corner that's helping motivate you to stay on the path that you're on. See, one thing that I see with my friends, they motivate me. They motivate me. They always tell me, look, man, hey, look, you know, you can't do that. That's the type of life that, you know, this is the life that you're living now. You can't do these things. Even when they have certain house parties and things like that, and they may be drinking or whatnot, they'll ask me. They won't just, hey, man, here go a drink. No, you know, do you want to drink? Or, you know, I don't want to mess up it. They check the temperature of the room before they sit there and try to shove me into doing something. No. And you have to have friends in your life that knows you and knows what you're doing. Because if not, people are going to try to influence you to do things that is very damaging and deviating to the path that you're on in this life. And that is not what God is calling you to. You need a community of people that are there to elevate you, that are there to help motivate you, not discourage you. They're there to encourage you to continue the path that God has set before you. So you have to check your village of people. You have to check your community of grace. You have to. Scripture tells us this. Because there are people in your life right now, there are people in your community of grace right now that have the wrong intentions for your life. And you have to be cognizant of that. And I just wanted to bring that to you real quick. And I hope that was helpful to somebody. And I hope you do, an assessment of your group. I pray that you do an assessment of your group. All right, y'all make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share. Till next time, Safe House family.